Hello, I am Britannia Mall. Today, I want to record about mystery behind of Britannia Mall. The story begins to tell of a mall was created 1st February of 1950s in the village of Japan, Kiminari. In that time, the mall was luxurious, but suddenly the mall got closed and left abandoned. Because the mall was built on the former location of a detention camp, which which was said to have claimed many lives. But after the war ended, the prison camp was bought by a tax. In the mall, it sounds like army movements, gunshots, and even ghosts of soldiers and prisoners, which make customers and employees afraid. The terror comes at night, and in the mall there is a museum which stores files and items left over from the camp, which has become a mall after the mall closed on 1st January 2023. The mall was bought by the Nobi family and handed over to Nobi to create a museum so that people would know the history of the detention camp. From there, Nobi's adventure has begun. And this is their conversation. Nobi, please accompany me to my friend's house in Tokyo. Mm, Said mom. Okay, mom. Nobi replies. Big brother, can I come too? Shizuka asks. Okay, but I want to check the inheritance that father gave to me. Shizuka said it doesn't matter. I'm still thinking of it about you can come or not. Shizuka said, "Oh please, I wanna come too, because I'm afraid to be left alone." Nobi said, "Okay, you can go, but not too long. I want you to quick prepare. Okay, you're in, but not too long." Shizuka replied, "Yes." Nobi was forced to allow his younger sibling, Shizuka, to come with him because after Nobi thought if he stayed, his younger sibling was afraid what would happen to his younger sibling, and his mother also left. Big brother, what kind of inheritance that will you get from our father? Ask Shizuka asked Nobi. You will know by yourself, but promise not to separate with us. Shizuka asked him why. I don't want something bad will happen to you. Nobi replied, and Shizuka agreed. After Nobi dropped off his mother, he went straight to the British Mall, inherited from his father. And when they arrived at the mall, Nobi and his sister were shocked by the discovery of a bunker which was believed to be part of a previous detention camp. Bro, where are we? How come this place is dark and spooky? I'm kinda scared. Shizuka said to Nobi, don't worry, we will check everything. At least we know what the contents of this building are like. Like, said Nobi, is this the inherited land? Shizuka asked again to Nobi. Yeah, the land is inherited from dad, and it is said that this used to be a former prisoner of war camp, and the camp has now been built into a mall. But there is a place in the mall which contains camp files and items left over the camp. We will find out what the prisoner camp used to be country and what are the relics like because you're going to restore the camp and make it into a museum because it is part of history and that we should not forget. Even though it is small, it is like an asset of our country. Gobi explained about what the inherited land. And Shizuka said, "Sounds interesting. Can't wait to see what the camp looks like and why it was built as mall instead of turning into a museum." And Nobi asked her sister to come along with him. Come along with me if you want to know more. And don't look around because we don't know this place yet, because it's been abandoned for a long time. Shizuka agrees. They started to enter the mall because, uh, I mean, they started to enter the mall and headed to the place where the and files from the files from the former camp and relics were being kept. And when they got there, so they were stunned. The camp belonged to Japanese allies, and those being held here were Americans, Russians, British, Chinese, Thai, even Japanese by themselves. And after that, they also found a plan of the camp location, com- completely with the camp's camp structure, and they just realized that there was a bunker behind the mall where it was in the employee parking area and the rear mall garden. Looks like in this a place where files and relics from the camp are stored. But before that, I want to turn on the electricity. Wait here. If there's anything, just call me, okay? Okay? Nobi said that. Shizuka said okidoki. Nobi managed to turn on the lights in the mall, and they saw the beauty of the British Mall, which had been lost for so long. But their adventure was just beginning. Nobi asked Shizuka. Nobi asked Shizuka. Shizuka, you good? She was fine, and they go in then. Shizuka said, "Wow, this is really interesting. But how come there like blood stains on the knife in the shot?" And Nobi said it was used to kill the prisoners who rebelled here in the past. It's a shame for them and to those who have died. Where they go? And Shizuka asked, "I don't know either. But if you look at the writing below the gunshot, those whose bodies were finished were thrown into the well on the left side of the camp," Bobby explained. After they saw of the camp, they started looking for the bunker, and suddenly they had to go home immediately because it was getting late. But they would continue for the looking for the bunker and will tomorrow morning. But they smell a bad smell coming from the bathroom. Near the bedroom, when it came out and they checked it, they were surprised that they saw was not a carcass a carcass of an animal that was trapped and couldn't get out, but a monkey that was infected and had mutated. Nobi immediately locked the toilet, and a strange thing happened. Then, in the next morning, he was about to look up the monkey. It turned out to be monkey. It doesn't exist. The mother asked Nobi, Nobi, please take your sister to breakfast later. Mom, I've made kimchi, kimchi meat and vegetable stew. Mom, I want to go to work first. You look after your sister. If you go out later with your with your sister, you just bring the house key. Mom, brought brought a spare key to the house. Mom, go first, okay? Nobi waved to his mom. See you, mom. Nobi and Shizuka had breakfast together, and getting ready to up things. We're in a mall that will be raised and will be built into a camp again, turn into a museum. Shizuka said, "Good morning." Nobi replied, "Morning. You've woken up just right, and I've prepared breakfast for us. Later, I'm going to go to the yesterday's place and be to our aunt's house in Tokyo." Shizuka said, "Okay. I just want to come along and I want to see what's in there." Nobi replied, "Okay, we'll leave at 9 in the morning. Later, I borrow a friend's truck and then we'll empty the mall later. Which ones can still be used? I'll put them in the trunk. Which ones can be used? I'll let you help me later, okay?" Shizuka said, "What are you doing to do that? You haven't emptied the place." No, Nobi replied, "I will restore the camp and you will make it into a museum so everyone can know the history of the camp." Shizuka said, "Okay." After they had breakfast, they finally left, and when they got there, Nobi immediately wanted to catch yesterday's monkey, and the monkey suddenly disappeared, and finally Nobi started to take things that were still good and could be used, and her sister helped him. It looks like this is former wells. See, it looks like a handle. You try opening it. Then, if it's really well, we have to check whether the well still has a body or not. Mm, mm, mm. Yes, this is the former well, but I have to go down and see what's in there. You, you just keep moving. Then I'll try checking the well, okay? Okay, be careful, brother. I'll be all right. After Nobi entered the well, he found several bones and clothes in which he believed were used prison clothes, and they were bones from prisoners who had rebelled. Nobi immediately cleaned the well and collected 50 skulls along with prison clothes. Nobi immediately secured all of them, and Nobi put them in the truck along with other items. He wants the skulls and prisoner clothes to be displayed in the museum, showing that this camp was once famous for taking many victims. And finally, we're done. Let's leave all the things we left behind from the camp in my uncle's warehouse in Osaka, and we take the mall goods from for home. Like the mall goods, we only take what we need because if everything isn't possible and we don't have a place to store it. Jessica said, as we should. They arrive at home, start ordering people who could restore camp, not forgetting that Nobi made sure that everything went smoothly and he ordered that person to check the bunker, and if there were any used items, the camp will be secure and sent to his uncle's warehouse in Osaka after 4 months. Finally, Nobi began to organize the items in the camp and started to open the camp into a museum. Nobi surprised and said, Wow, this camp looks majesty and sturdy. I will invite mother and Shizuka to see this camp, and I will take them on a tour. I can imagine the reaction of mother and Shizuka. After he finished arranging everything, he immediately went home and told everything to his mother and Shizuka and took him tomorrow afternoon for a camp tour. Mom, let's go to the camp I told you yesterday. Go on, be ready first then. I'll come. I'll take Shizuka and warm up the car first. Ouch, it hurts. What happened? And I got pricked by your sewing noodle. Sewing noodle. You need to be careful. Let me hear you. If you're ready, I want to take you to the camp that you told mom about yesterday. I can't wait to see the camp. Finally, they went to detention camp. Wow, this detention camp is very magnificent, magnificent, and looks sturdy. That's what you said, son. And thanks, mom. Shizuka congrats him. Oh, wow, that's great, big brother. And Nobi he said to Shizuka, "Ha, you got me." And that's the end of the story. And thank you for listening. Bye bye.